What's up, big agent meeting? I am Alyssa Specht with eXp University. You might notice that I am not Russ Laggan. Russ is out on the road right now. He's going to be coming back next week, but do not worry, do not fret. I've got the vest. I've got you covered. And my friends, we're going to get into a lot today. Today, we're going to be talking about something that honestly every agent needs to hear. We're going to talk about how agents are actually building thriving businesses from their database, from their SOI. And we're not talking about this in theory. We're not talking about, well, here's a few tips. We're talking about what it actually looks like and how you can do the same. We're also going to zoom out a bit and talk about what's happening in the market right now, because how you show up for your clients, it matters more than ever. Then we're going to get into lab notes with the wonderful Mr. Bryon Ellington. We're also going to dive into some tools that help you support your business. And then we have my Fast Cap co-captain, Candice Garcia, who's going to walk us through all of the happenings, all of the goings on with eXp University. And trust me, this next few weeks is going to be big. And we're not done yet, guys. Coming up in less than 15 minutes, we've got Holly Mabery, and Holly's going to break down everything that you need to know about the coming soons rolling out next week and how to help protect your clients through all of that. And then, of course, where in the world is Russ Laggan? We're going to be checking in with him on the road to eXpcon Vancouver in just a few moments. But before all of that, I want to start with something simple. I want you to imagine something. What would your business look like if most of your deals came from people that you already know? Listen to this.
Probably 85% of my business, shooting from the hip, comes either from previous clients or referrals from previous clients or people who have just been in my sphere.
That's 85% of her business, not from ads, not from buying leads, but from her sphere. And here is the part that most agents miss.
Because life is busy and it's easy to let things fall out of your way. And I do have a couple of things that I've added to my systems to help me with that.
That's the key. Every agent knows that they should follow up, but having a system that keeps you visible, even when you're busy, is what sets you up for success. Here's the next shift.
I'm never asking for business on my social media. I'm just top of mind, trying to make sure when someone's ready to think about real estate, my goal is I want to be one of the first 3 names that you think of. If I get a third of those people, I've got a really good business.
Yeah, burning out chasing leads, that's not the goal. Being the first person that clients think of when they're ready to buy or sell, that's the goal. And when they're ready, there is a next step. Let's roll that next clip.
I know who clicked it. And they prompt me to send them a specific email. I send them a message. I customize it. I say, how's Bonzo doing? I know he's probably 2 years old now, whatever the dog's name is or whatever. So they know it's me and they know it's not automated, and just touch them as a person.
When you put this all together, that is the system. Staying in front of your database, paying attention to engagement, responding personally, thoughtfully, building the relationships. That's how your database becomes a consistent source of business. Now, the best part about this is you don't have to figure this out on your own. All of those clips that you just saw, those came straight from Julie Thomson's database and SOI lead mastery playbook. You can access all of them right now for free at eXpuniversity.com. And when this is packed, guys. It is, when I say packed, what I mean is there's step-by-step systems, there's real strategies, there's AI prompts, there's exactly what to say and when to say it, how to use all of that. That's just one of the playbooks. And all of this is inside the Icon Lead Mastery database and SOI. So guys, jump into that. And if so, you might be sitting here at this point thinking, okay, that makes sense, Alyssa, but how do I actually do it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to show you. Our next session is going to be on Tuesday, April 14th. Go to eXpuniversity.com and register for Icon Lead Mastery, expanding your database and SOI. And guys, I'm so excited to see you there. It's going to be a great one. We are going to go deeper into how top producers actually turn conversations into closings. And honestly, one of the best ways to learn this is to get around agents who are already doing it. And speaking of that, I think I know someone who's pretty good at that. Russ Laggan is on the road to eXpcon Vancouver. Let's check in with him and see what he's up to. Take it away, Russ.
Hey, this is Russ Laggan out on the street. I am in Sacramento, California. EXP rally going on. I got a helicopter flying overhead. I've got turkeys on the green. There's turkeys right here on the green. They're just over gobbling away. Hey, by the way, if you haven't already and you don't already know, April 20th through 22nd, Vancouver, eXpcon, Canada is in Vancouver. You've got speakers, you've got trainers, you've got coaches, you've got some of the best in the business on stage sharing what they do and how they do it. You show up, you feel a sense of community, you feel a sense of connection, you feel like you've got something you can put in your business to take your business to the next level over the next 6 months, and we would love to see you there. Still time to register. Make sure you jump on the link and register for Vancouver eXpcon. Look forward to seeing you there, and if you show up, make sure you come over and say hi to me. Make sure you give me a hug. Look forward to seeing you guys. Vancouver, April 20th through 22nd. See you there.
Thanks, Russ. I can't wait to see you in Vancouver. Guys, speaking of faces I can't wait to see at eXpcon Vancouver, we're going to toss this thing over to Mr. Bryon Ellington in the lab and hear a little bit of his conversation with Ola Thompson about building business through Sphere.
Last year, I closed right over 10 million, and it was probably 85 to 90% repeat referral.
That's remarkable.
And Sphere.
That's remarkable. So I'm curious about that because typically in real estate, that's going to be a later stage thing, meaning you're going to do business from a number of different lead generation sources. Those clients will then know you, love you, refer you, and that builds over time. Was that the case for you, or were you always a by referral kind of agent?
Well, I came into this industry with very little capital. I didn't come in with like a bunch of money to buy Zillow leads or, do that kind of stuff. So I just leaned on the people that I already knew. It probably took me till about year 4 to really get that business going with repeat referral, because if you go off the average, homeowner who buys and sells every 4 to 7 years, that makes sense. Where the people that I had helped in 2016, by 2020, when that came around, they were like, oh, well, I actually need to move, or, so that was kind of how that tracked for me. It took a little while also to just build the business in general.
And how often were you reaching out to them?
Hard to say. I was not the best at tracking a lot of things at the very beginning. I was using a CRM that after the first couple years, I realized was not a good tool to just keep. It didn't have a lot of the features and functions that I needed moving forward to be able to do what I do now. So I think once I switched over to a new CRM and really implemented a strict, I'm calling these people this week and these people the next week type of thing, then it really started year over year rolling into, at this point, I get an average of 2 to 3 referrals a week, just inbound people that already have mentally decided to work with me. They just want to talk to me and see for themselves if their friend was right.
First off, are you segmenting that database by any sort of methodology, tight knit, massive referral giver, or warm leads, cold leads, anything like that? How do you look at your database?
Yeah, so I look at it in a couple different ways. For the repeat referral business in general, just how I've been able to cultivate that was using the DTD2 program. I've started to realize that that's getting a little daunting with calls. So I've now spread it out into a different kind of strategy. But for the most part, people are getting at least a phone call from me month or quarterly, if not texting in between. And then I also put out a monthly market report that goes to my entire database so that they're up on the market. And that's to agents in other cities, countries, that's to past clients, family members, just basically anything, because I also share a lot of my wins in there too.
Okay. I'm not familiar with DTD2. What's that?
It's I'm trying to remember what the acronym, but it was essentially a program called Never Ending Referrals, where you
Okay.
segment your basically the alphabet. So in week 1 of a quarter, I'm calling the people whose last names start with A and W.
Got
In
it.
week
Okay.
2 of that quarter, I'm calling the people whose last names start with D and O. Week 3, right? So that it segments it so that I know, like, okay, I'm in week 6 of the quarter. I'm calling the people that are in T and J, and they're segmented in my database, so I can just quickly look up the tag and roll through the list. And then of course I've got people as like leads, hot prospects, nurture, retry, active client, pending, all that kind of stuff.
You also mentioned a quarterly call. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably going to differ person by person, or maybe it's not, but is there a common thread, script or approach strategy that you use in those quarterly calls?
Yeah, so Q1, I'm typically focused on like, what are your real estate plans for the year? So I know that Q2 and Q3 are typically going to be like the bigger seasons for real estate. So Q1, what are your plans this year? How can I help you? Anything like that. Q2, just more like follow-ups. It's also tax season here. Do you need something to help you protest? Kind of just getting people ready for all of those government type things. And then Q3, a lot of people are traveling. So, how has your summer been? Just general check-ins, because ultimately coming from contribution and letting people know that you are consistent and that you're going to continue to follow up with them goes miles, because they want to see someone who's a professional that really is, genuinely care about their life, what they have going on. And then Q4 is where I focus on all of my referral asks. So I've got a script that I use. Hey, our brokerage is having a referral competition. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, rent, invest, anything in Central Texas? And then I just shut up and let people answer. And I hear a range of things. Oh, I don't know. Or, oh, my neighbor this, or, oh, whatever. And so Q4 on average, from those calls that I make, because right now my database probably has somewhere around 700 or 800 people in it. So I'm
Okay.
calling almost 1,000 people in three months, and during the holidays, right? So it's a lot of calls to make and a lot to keep track of, especially while still running the business. And I think I get anywhere from 15 to 40 referrals. And then I know when Q1 starts, I've already got a book of business in a slower market.
Thank you, Bryon. Thank you, Ola. Guys, you can hear the rest of their conversation over on the lab right here on eXp Realty's YouTube channel. All right, my friends, it is time now to have a little bit of fun with the eXp University Spotlight. I am joined today by my twin VP of Learning, Candace Garcia. Candace, come on down.
Hey, Alyssa. So glad to be with you today.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. And why don't we start by tell them what we are doing next Tuesday?
Well, I know you've been teasing it a little bit, Alyssa, but next Tuesday, eXp University is staging a database intervention. That's right. We know that it has been a struggle for many of our agents to tap into their database. We know it is an underutilized resource. And so eXp is bringing an intervention with all the help that you need to start to see that ROI out of your SOI.
Okay, so tell them, what are your favorite things about this course?
All right. So the thing that I'm most excited about is everyone who's going to be joining our class is going to get access to our Icon playbooks. Now, our Icon Lead Mastery series was built by our icons, by eXp Realty agents, for eXp Realty agents. And what we've done, Alyssa, is we've recreated a full 12-month engagement system. So month by month, week by week, we've taken these icons, actual texts, emails, client events, follow-up strategies, and we've turned them into playbooks. Then we layer in AI so that you can tailor all of it to you, your voice, and your market in minutes. You don't have to figure it all out. Just show up and let us show you how to do what's already working.
Let's go. We're giving you the systems right there, April 14th. Okay, last thing, Candace, before we end here, where can I find more? If I want more eXp University, if I want more of this, where can I find more?
Great question. Well, we should have a QR code to scan right now so that you could join Alyssa and I next Tuesday for database and SOI. But don't forget that you can still follow us at eXpuniversity.com. That's where you're going to go to find all of our live training and our on-demand sessions. And don't forget to follow us right here on YouTube.
Thank you, Candace. And guys, there's a lot happening right now at eXp University. And I'll just say this. If you're already an eXp agent, come hang out with us. Everything that we do is designed to help you grow your business, build consistency, and actually know what to do day to day. All right, so let's zoom out for a second. All of these systems, all of these strategies, all of these conversations, they sit inside a market that is shifting in real time. We are seeing, movement in mortgage. We're seeing movement in mortgage activity. We're seeing new projections that are coming out next week. We're seeing a lot of noise in the market overall. And here's what that means for you. Your clients are looking for clarity, and it's more than ever. They're looking for you. So to break all of that down for us, I'm going to toss this thing over to Holly Mabery with your brokerage brief.
I love Fridays, and getting to spend this week with you has been amazing. So we've been all over the country the last couple of weeks for eXp regional rallies. It's been absolutely amazing. Y'all have showed up, showed out, and we've gotten to celebrate so many of you, and it's been really special. And so when I think of everything that's been going on in the market, all the headlines that you and I have been talking about, yes, we are seeing updates daily, especially because of the uncertainty with the war. We're seeing different things as far as interest rates and the stock market. At the end of the day, what you and I do, it's really important that we have the honest conversation with our seller and our buyer. And we let them know what's happening locally, what's happening nationally or globally. Yeah, those are big pressure points. But what they need for their family, for their next chapter, that's the recipe for success. And that's what you do every day. And that's, I really want to empower you to understand what's happening locally. Last week, we talked a lot about the spring market. We talked a lot about stats needing to know, what the current interest rate is, what your average sales price is, listings coming on the market. I want you to do this, though. The most important thing you and I will ever do in a listing presentation is to walk in and listen. See, you and I can go prepared with all the information in the world, but it doesn't matter if we don't listen, because we are there to be the problem solvers to walk people through this next chapter. And it's hard, right? Like, we can leave them a lot of materials, our listing presentation, all of these things. We can leave them that for them to review. But you and I explaining what they can expect in the market, what does it look like, that's really the secret sauce of this industry and these relationships. It's not something they can Google. It's not something they can ask their favorite AI around. It's really how you connect those dots. And so when I think of the last few weeks and kind of the uncertainty, I just want to empower you that makes a difference. Now, we are always at eXp going to give you tools and resources to be able to go in a little bit more confident, a little bit more proud to talk about how you show up for that seller or that buyer in the market. And so next week on April 15th, we are going to be launching our Coming Soon. Now, what I'm so excited about this, and I want you to take a look at this with me. This is our toolkit, and the toolkit is exptoolkit.com/coming soon. And what I love about this is this top page is really about pre-market exposure. And we're going to be working with Realtor.com and Homes.com. And this is really, really cool. Now, this is the secret. I love telling you secrets. This is the secret. If your MLS already has Coming Soon that is pushed out to the portals, Homes, Realtor, etc., there's no further action you need to take. That's like 400 million views. It's going to every portal just by you putting it in the MLS. That's awesome. Now, if your portal does not have a push to Coming Soons out to the internet portals, you can do this right here through Zenlist, and that will be starting next week. We're really excited about it because the other key to this is Come Home that will be on the Google search bar. And I'm so excited about this because when you think of how internet search has really shaped the industry, Zillow's like 20 years old right now. It is completely revolutionized. I can remember early in my career, I'm dating myself, but early in my career, people would come in and I would have the list of what we'd go look at. Now, when we go to show a buyer, they're coming with their list. Hey, I want to see these 3 properties. And if we're lucky, we can add one more that maybe just hit the market. What's so cool about this evolution is Come Home that will be on the Google search bar will absolutely be leveraging both AI as well as everything else that's going on. So this pre-market exposure, when you think of coming soon, I want you to tell your seller, it's like having the biggest open house, like preview. This is how we get you exposure. We're not quite ready for everybody yet to come over, but we are inviting them to the party. And that's what I want you to think about in coming soon. So this is all coming next week. This toolkit is here. You can download this slide. We've got FAQs, we've got social shareables, and of course, our amazing marketing department. Make sure that you are following everybody at eXp Realty, both on Facebook, LinkedIn, my gosh, Facebook, in YouTube, of course, but that other thing, Instagram, yeah, do all of that. So when you get ready to go out and you're having these conversations, I really want you to be proactive. This is all about connecting to the consumer to what problem we're solving for them. And at the end of the day, that's what you and I do. So the consumer guide, we've got that access for all, pre-marketing listing. What is this? This is like, hey, this is the announcement. This is what's going on and what matters. And as far as views and that sort of access. So when I think of buyers and sellers, I want my buyer to go and search wherever they want on their phone to any website that makes a difference and be able to look at that. And for my sellers, I want them to have as many eyeballs as possible, unless we have to go a different direction because they have to have it private. They have to have it reserved. Okay, that's a different conversation. But right now, when I think about coming soon, this is what it means. This is all launching next week. Zenlist, very easy to upload and do all of that. We'll be rolling out more and more training for you over the course of the next few weeks. Super excited about that. But at the end of the day, I want you to think about this. I always want you focused on what the client needs, asking them questions and helping them solve the problem that's in front of them, whether it's buying or selling, trying to decide how to price their house, which one to make an offer on, how to negotiate those repairs. You are the best person to be able to do that. So show up, listen, take notes, and then leave them material so they can go and review it after the fact. That's going to build the most trust in this market. And that's what you and I do better than anybody. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, let's keep rocking and rolling, guys. As you continue to build your business, having access to the right conversations and to the right strategies, that matters. So let's find out what is happening over at KGCI Real Estate on Air.
Hey, thank you, Alyssa. An absolutely fantastic job. I got to say, what you've done here today on the Big Agent Meeting, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing Tuesday afternoon. Now, for all of us, unfortunately, Alyssa, she does not have a podcast, and I think that's an absolute missed opportunity, but maybe you do. So let's consider this a casting call, because as we're building our real estate businesses, having access to the right conversations and strategies matter. It could make or break our success in this industry, having those right conversations at the right time. And that's exactly what we've built over at KGCI Real Estate on Air. Now, we have recently launched a new and improved experience over at realestateonair.fm, making it easier than ever to access both live streaming and on-demand content from desktop, mobile, inside of the always free Real Estate on Air mobile app for iPhone and Android, and of course, across all your favorite podcast platforms. So whether you need help with your database, your follow-up, your marketing, or your conversion, you know where to go to find exactly what you need when you need it, and it's all for free. And if you've got real experience, I really want to hear from you, because if you're maybe an icon agent here at eXp Realty or a top producer in your market, I'd love it if you could send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. And maybe we could have a conversation about getting your podcast streaming live on KGCI Real Estate On Air. Now, coming up right after the big agent meeting over on KGCI Real Estate On Air, we are diving into social media with today's Friday Focus. And we are bringing you conversations with agents who have scaled to 100 deals a year using social media. Because as Alyssa has shown us all through today's big agent meeting, once your database system is working, the next question becomes, how do you grow it? And how do you multiply it? And that is what is happening next. Streaming live and available on demand at realestateonair.fm. Alyssa, how about you take us home?
All right. So if there's one thing that I want you to take away from today, it's this. Your database is your business. And when you have a system to stay in front of it, to respond consistently, to nurture those relationships, everything changes. And if you're just sitting here and you're thinking, okay, I get it, but how do I actually start? I've got you. All right. Join us next Tuesday inside eXp University. We're going to walk you through the exact strategies, the exact conversations, and exactly how you can start leveraging your database. You're going to get free access to all of our database and SOI playbooks, all at eXpuniversity.com. And before we wrap, don't forget to scan the QR code on your screen right now. Let us know how we did. Let us know what you want to see next on the big agent meeting. All right, guys, I've been Alyssa Specht. Russ is back next week. I will let him know how the vest held up. My friends, iConversation starts right now.